Last year, our region welcomed almost 2,000 new babies into the world. As that birth rate continues to increase, so does the number of nursing mothers. Tomorrow marks the beginning of Breastfeeding Awareness Week, and as Whitney Simpson reports, one thing these new mothers hope to overcome is the barriers they face when it comes to feeding their babies in public.
At only 5.5 months, Eli depends on his mom, Tracy, for all his food. This is her first child, so breastfeeding is new for the family.
It's a learning process, but I think it's worth doing because the more comfortable a person is doing it, then the more successful the relationship can be.
Together, they meet with this group of nursing moms. Here they swap stories, discuss raising children, and a topic that comes up from time to time, breastfeeding in public.
I have to confess that especially before I had Eli, if I was in a room and I saw a woman's breast or nipple, it does kind of because it's not something that we're accustomed to seeing. It's not normal to breastfeed anymore.
Even though breastfeeding should be the normal way to feed a child, some women feel it's become socially shunned, and more moms are turning to formula.
That is probably part of the problem why moms feel uncomfortable breastfeeding, is because other people give that impression. And so that's why we're just trying to get this communication going, and so that the youth in our society and the men in our society, they're all support people for these mothers.
I've heard stories of people, being slightly ostracized because they're doing it, but really all you're doing is feeding your baby, and it shouldn't matter how you do it or where you do it.
As part of an awareness effort, tomorrow this group of women and babies will be taking part in the Quintessence Breastfeeding Challenge at the Church of Christ. It's an initiative trying to get breastfeeding women around the world to latch on with their babies at the same time. The hope is to promote this natural way of feeding.
Breastfeeding was never like, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? It was just, that's just how you do it, and that's just what I did.
And I just think of it as I'm educating the public, and hopefully the more they see it, the more they're going to accept it as the normal. It is the normal way to feed your child, and we shouldn't have to feel bad about doing it.
And hopefully more moms like Tracy, who was unsure at first about feeding Eli in public, can be comfortable providing for their babies in their own communities.
It's really a baby's right to be fed, and the sooner a mother can respond to her child, the better it is for everyone, because if people aren't comfortable with nursing in public, they're probably a little bit more uncomfortable with a screaming baby in public.
Whitney Stinson, Newcap News.
It's been over 2 months since a violent summer storm laid siege to the building right beside the SPCA. And for weeks, the wreck had sat there, but those days will soon be over. Jack Haskins tells us more about the companies that stepped in and are cleaning up the mess.
This is what was left of the building after a devastating storm wreaked havoc across the border city back in July.
And this is the scene today, where a group of organizations have teamed up to clean up the mess.
Well, for us, there was a few business owners and myself that just saw it as a job that needed doing and weren't sure who was going to take care of it. So I approached the SPCA on, our plans to put together a group and make it happen. At that point, I found out how involved Feldspar had been already.
This kind act means a lot to the SPCA.
Wonderful. Feldspar, local excavating company, stepped up, and they have stepped in to clean up the mess. It's a huge weight off our shoulders, huge weight.
The group started the project on Wednesday, and so far, things are going smoothly.
So far, amazing. I would have never dreamed we'd get this much done this fast. I figured it'd be a 3-week-long job by the time we got all the volunteer people involved. But Feldspar's really come through with the iron and the people to get the initial stages and the big stages done. Now we're going to be looking for some more volunteers, some more help, probably next weekend, hopefully to get the final stages of cleanup done.
As for the SPCA, they're looking forward to putting this situation behind them.
Well, it's sort of sad in some regards, because there definitely were some people that put some serious effort into getting that building where it was. But it's also kind of a, clean slate, move on. We are working really hard to provide the community with a proper facility that's going to last for many years that we can all be proud of.
The bulk of the heavy labor should be finished by the end of the day, with the rest of the cleanup continuing on through next week. Jack Haskins, Newcap News.
And that team effort has been led by Feldspar with the help of Quick Pick, Border City Safety Systems, and the City of Lloydminster. Residents of Hemstock, a retirement facility in Lloydminster, got to enjoy the beginnings of fall today. Musgrave Agencies provides this annual ride for the seniors. Owner Bill Musgrave's mother spent her last years here. He was so inspired by the facility and staff, he decided to provide something nice for the nature lovers in the building.
Lloydminster's got such beautiful bike paths and park system, and it's just great to see these people enjoy it from that perspective.
Thank you so much.
The half-hour ride took them down the bike trails of the city to see the yellows and oranges the trees are sporting this time of year.
It's a perfect day, and we have such a wonderful opportunity to look at the leaves turning, the trees, the wind blowing. It's just beautiful for people that live in the Hearthstone to get out and enjoy a close touch with nature.
Well, it's a busy weekend in the border city with the bull riders in town, an up-and-coming country duo, One More Girl, and plenty more. Lloyd FM's Heather Clegus has more on this week's What's Happening.
They've got the dirt down here at the Lloyd X, and they are getting set for tomorrow night, where you've got a chance to see some of the best bull riders in Canada and the U.S. as the PBR comes to town. The doors are going to open tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock. You can come down, see a fantastic show, and you're going to want to hang around after the bull riding because they've got a great cabaret lined up for you. You've got a chance to dance the night away to One More Girl. You may have seen them recently on the CCMA Awards, and maybe you describe them as, well, they're growing girls. They're young women now, and it's a chance to see them, hear some of their great music. Also a local band, Just the Boys, will be performing as well. You can get tickets for the cabaret at the door tomorrow night. This weekend, the arts will be alive all across the city, and at the Bar Colony Heritage Cultural Center, they're hosting Culture Days tomorrow. Great opportunity for you to check out an artist market. That's also a chance for you to meet some artists, find out how they create and do what they do. Also a chance for you to get your hands dirty. There's going to be some workshops taking place, and the cake off. There's going to be a few celebrity judges judging these beautifully decorated cakes that will be decorated that day. The judging takes place at 3 o'clock. Then afterwards, you can buy a slice of cake for just $1, and the proceeds will go to help out the Lloydminster SPCA. So we hope to see you at the Bar Colony Heritage Cultural Center tomorrow. It's Alberta Arts Days this weekend. It'll be taking over the city all weekend long. One of my favorite forms of art, music. Always new music growing, and this weekend we've got a chance for you to win a copy of Alison Krauss's brand new CD. Really easy. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontests@newcap.ca. And we want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for hooking us up with the music. And the Lloydminster Exhibition Grounds isn't the only place for you to see some live music this weekend. The Vic Juba Theatre also has some concerts as part of Alberta Arts Days. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Clegus, and that's What's Happening.
What's Happening is sponsored by Winmar Restoration.
When flood, fire, or natural disaster strikes, the company you want to call is Winmar Restoration, coming through for you.